Kentucky will face their worst opponent so far this season today, and also we will be breaking down the rest of the non-con schedule for the Cats. We break it all down here on episode 91 of the Big Blue Breakdown.
Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Welcome in, everybody, to episode 91 here on the podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in here and just being a part of the show. Today, we will be breaking down Kentucky versus Tennessee Tech, give you a preview there. Not going to talk a ton about it because this will be just, frankly, the worst team that Kentucky will play up to this point so far. There's actually another team statistically that we're going to talk about in this video that is worse than Tennessee Tech. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know, but we will break that down. So Kentucky should dominate this game, to be very, very frank with you guys. But before we do that, I want to say thank you guys so much for listening here. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. That's the best way to help out the channel and the channel grow. Make sure to do that on YouTube. Make sure also to do that on on Spotify by liking, by following, and commenting as well. Best way to help. Also, go check us out on social media on TikTok, X, and Instagram. You can find us there by the @ is BigBlue_BDown. Go check us out there. You're missing extra content if you guys don't do that. Before we dive into this matchup here, we're going to go and give a quick word over to our friends at W Energy. Once we get back, we'll break this down, and then we'll talk about the rest of the non-con schedule. Pretty fun what we're going to be doing. Kind of basically give you guys a percentage chance of those games coming up. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. We'll be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 91. Give you guys a minute for our friends over at W. Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about W. Number one, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number two, all flavors are unique and custom made by W. You'll never taste anything like a W drink. Number three, the drinks are $1 or less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get W. W is the perfect thing for you working out and you need some energy. You need W. You need W throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing with you guys. If you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out W. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Alrighty, welcome back in, guys, to episode 91 here on the podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in here and listening to this one as we break down and preview and predict Kentucky versus Tennessee Tech. Now, before we dive into all the numbers, some quick history here. So, head coach of Tennessee Tech is John Pelphrey. He was the main assistant at Alabama in 2019. Was head coach at Arkansas for a couple of years back in the day. He was Alabama's main assistant coach from 2016 to 2019. Now, here's where it gets pretty interesting. He played at Kentucky. He was a player at Kentucky, so John Pelphrey played at Kentucky for Sutton and Patino. He was a part of the Unforgettables. He is in the Kentucky Hall of Fame. In 2005, he had his jersey hung. Now, when he goes on to his coaching career at Tennessee Tech specifically. We are talking here as the sun comes in and lights this up a little bit, makes it look a little bit better. Quite funny. At Tennessee Tech, he is 215 and 245. Not a great record at Tennessee Tech. His team is 3-3 this year. This team is from the OVC. The Ohio Valley Conference. Sorry for the dogs barking in the back as well. But coming in this game, Kentucky plays this game at Rupp at 7 o'clock. Ken Palm gives the Cats a 99.7% chance to win this game, and with basically a spread, whatever you want to call it, of 30. But really, really interesting here that one of the unforgettables is now coaching against the Cats here in John Pelfrey, head coach of Tennessee Tech. Not a great team this year, be completely honest. Ken Palm, diving into the numbers here, they rank 322nd overall in Ken Palm, 338th offense, 263rd defense, with 177th adjusted efficiency. The best team that they've played so far this year is WKU, and they lost by 12. To simply put it, this team is put together full of JUCO players and NAIA guys. That's the very, very simple way to put it. They do play a certain way. We'll get into their players and we'll get into type of team that they are, how they want to play this game. Honestly, they don't pose a threat to Kentucky. I'm being completely and utterly honest here. They don't pose any threat to the Cats in this one. I guess it's the look-ahead factor here of a very, very big game next week against North Carolina that maybe can get Kentucky off guard here. But other than that, I mean, they pose really no threat here. They have 3 wins. One of them is against a D1 team. The other 2 is against NAIA teams. Against West Georgia, they beat West Georgia, and I believe West Georgia is they beat them by 2, and West Georgia is a NAIA team. So it goes to show they're not good. They're simply not good. This will be the worst team Kentucky will play up until this point so far. I think there's a bad team that Kentucky will play in North Carolina Central. We'll get into that later. That's just per the numbers here. So, as we talk about their head coach, let's go ahead and quickly dive into their players and then how they play stylistically, and then we'll jump over to Kentucky, how we want to see them just perform before going into a big game stretch here to end the non-conference, and we'll talk about that near the end of this episode. So, players, yeah, they have some okay guys. They're not going to hurt us. It's more, it truly is, and we'll get into stylistically here, it really truly is more of a unit in how they play, of course. So they have Makai Cameron guard. He leads them in points with 14.2 points, 4 rebounds a game. He shoots 40% from 3. This isn't a terrible three-point shooting team. They shoot 30% from 3. This is a volume three-point shooting team. You go on to another guy like Jawan Nichols, who is a forward, 11.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.5 blocks. Dehigh Pounds, another forward, 11.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, 1.2 steals. Even though they're putting up solid numbers, I don't see them posing really a threat to the Cats team. Brandon Mutu and Jaquavion Florence, 9.7 points and 9.5 points from them. And then Ty Owens is leading the team in 4.8 assists per game. Isn't bad there. Just none of these guys are going to pose a threat, and really the big reason why they've been putting up great numbers is they're playing NAIA guys, to simply put it. So, yes, they're having put up good numbers. They don't have a guy that's going to pose a threat to Kentucky at all. They don't have a star on this team necessarily. Stylistically, they're going to go deep into their bench. They play 11-man rotation. They're going to want to push. All that they do is going against a win, basically. This is a team that wants to push, that's going to play into Kentucky's favor here. 11-man rotation, don't really have a dude. A deeper rotation, to go faster. They do have the, what was it, 177th adjusted tempo, so that's not terrible. That's going faster. Now they do have some good splits. They're an average three-point shooting team, shooting 30% from three. They shoot 50% from the field, which is good. But again, NAIA competition, and they're close games against those teams. They will shoot a volume three-point shooting team. So I guess that's one thing here that if you're looking at this, you're like, oh, okay, that's one thing to be worried about is that they shoot volume. If they hit a lot, could be closer. I don't see that happening. They turn the ball over 24% of their possession. So average shooting team, haven't played anybody, don't have a dude. They will go deep into their bench. They're going to want to push. They're going to play into Kentucky's favor. They're super small. I think their biggest guy is their center at 6'8". Simply. One thing they do very well is they will limit three-point shots. They will limit your three-point shots, so they're going to make us play inside. Okay, that's what we want to do anyways. Most of the time, we're going to get our opportunities from the outside. That's really it. They're not good, guys. To simply put it here. So looking at the Kentucky side now, Kentucky now ranks 14th overall on KenPom, 13th offense, 12th defense. So what do we want to see from them here? We want to see more of the same from the Loyola Maryland game. One thing I want to mention here, we hit 10 threes in that game. That felt like our best shooting performance. Let's hit 10 threes. Let's make that our goal basically for the rest of the year. Let's hit 10 threes. Okay, let's get to that 10-3 mark, and I feel really, really good. I think 8 to 10 will be a really, really good mark there. Guys, we got to be better from the free throw line. It's not the amount that we're getting to the free throw line. It's the amount that we're hitting. We got to be better from the free throw line. Let's do that in this game. Let's see some of the same lines. So let's see a lot from that Loyola Maryland game. Let's see about the exact same, except for the free throw line. Let's be better there. Let's see about the same lineups. Let's see Ortega build more momentum. I want to see Ortega have about 20 points in this game. Let's see him build momentum in this one. Let's see Moreno completely find his role. Just mark himself as this guy that is really good in the paint, gets rebounds, and is that inside presence until, I guess, JQ comes back and he really finds his role. I'm being really detailed in this because this is going to be a blowout, so I'm being detailed in what we want to see about this. Less turnovers. We have to turn the ball less. Like free throws and turnovers are going to matter against better teams like North Carolina coming up. Hit our free throws. Don't turn the ball over as much. Let Ortega build his momentum a little bit more. And let's keep Cam Williams, Andrea Yelovich keep growing, and Jasper as well. Keep them three guys. Let them build their momentum. We kind of already have some of these sustained guys and what they're gonna be, and let's see Ortega build to what he was last year, and keep guys keep Chandler shooting, and then I want to see Cam step into a bigger 3-point role into this game. I went really detailed into this. Yes, a major thing here is let's see us put together. Excuse me for water here. I would say that Loyola Maryland game was the best we've played this year. Nichols played one good half. Valparaiso, we played probably our best up to that point, and then we had our best game against Loyola Maryland. I want to see us put together probably our best game here. So we're having our best two games going into that North Carolina game. So that's really all here. My prediction for this game is Kentucky wins by 52. Yeah. 101-51, and my MVP is Jasper. I think Jasper has a big one in this one. I don't know if it's a feeling. Nothing really to go off of here. I think Jasper just has a big game here. I don't think we see any slack. 101-51. The Cats win this basketball game. Now, before we dive into the rest of the non-con schedule, as I kind of go through them, talk about them, before we do that, we're going to go and give a quick word over to our friends at Bluegrass Elite. Make sure to use code. Is it BBB? That's BBB 15. No, it is BBB. BBB 15 to get 15% off your order every time you use. We'll be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 91. All right, real quick before we keep going. I've got to tell you about our new partners over at Bluegrass Elite. They've got some really nice Kentucky gear, clean designs, stuff that actually looks good on game days. I've been checking out some of their shirts and hoodies myself. And the cool thing is, they're hooking y'all up with 15% off every single time you order. Just use my code BBB15 at checkout. So if you want to rep the Cats and save a little money while doing it, hit that link down in the description of this video. Guys, go check them out. Really, really good gear over there. Make sure to use my promo code BBB15 to get 15% off your order every time you use it. Let's go back to the episode. Alrighty, guys, I appreciate you guys listening here to episode 91 as we continue on to this episode. On to the second part and the final part of this episode. We just broke down Kentucky versus Tennessee Tech. Should be an easy blowout for the Cats to build momentum into the North Carolina game, and that's where it kind of takes us here into this. So we're going to kind of, really from an outside perspective, break down the last, I think, 6 games here. North Carolina, Gonzaga, North Carolina Central, Indiana, St. John's, and Bellarmine. Going to quickly go through what they do, and then I'm going to give you my percent chance of Kentucky winning. So just kind of something fun here, and just kind of, okay, we got to get some. I've talked about this in the last episode where we kind of got to get some of these wins. And I'll give you my kind of projection specifically out on these games. So after Kentucky beats down Tennessee Tech, they will play North Carolina at home, who is 6-0. Overall, on KenPom, they are 21st, 37th offense, 20th defense, with a 47th adjusted tempo. Very, very fast team. They are led by Caleb Wilson and Seth Trimble. Now, Caleb Wilson ranks second on the most impactful player on KenPom. I do think they will have trouble at home. Away here, excuse me. So this is what I really like about after this Tennessee Tech game here. Kentucky does not play an away game on the road in the non-con schedule. They will play. What is this? They will play. I'm talking main games here. Again, I will get into those North Carolina and Bellarmine game, but specifically looking at the quad 1 games here. So we got North Carolina at home. We're going to have Gonzaga at a neutral site in Nashville. Kentucky will get in majorly there. It will probably be 70-30, 80-20 Kentucky in that one. And then you got Indiana at home, and then you have in the CBS Sports Classic a neutral site game there, and then you get Bellarmine at home. So you get what? I didn't mean to say Bellarmine there. So you get 2 out of the 4 games at home, and then 2 be neutral sites, and then you kind of have Nashville there as a spot that Kentucky really, really gets in. I like that and how that is, that really happens. Okay, looking at this here, North Carolina at home. That'll be a big favor for the Cats. This team is very, very solid. Again, they're led by Caleb Wilson, who is second on KenPom in what's the word? I can't even think. I just said it. In effectiveness, I guess, efficiency, effectiveness, led by Caleb Wilson. They do have a really, really guy in Seth Trimble. Now, they really haven't played anybody major. They will play Michigan State coming up soon. I believe tomorrow is when they play Michigan State. So that should be very, very interesting. The main win is they beat Kansas at home. Okay, yes, this is a very, very winnable game. What do I have for the Cats here? I have a W for the Cats. Now, my predictions may change. They will change. Let me say that. They will change going into those games, doing a preview episode. As of right now, I have Kentucky beating North Carolina with a 70% chance to win that basketball game. I really, really like it for the Cats in that one. At home, must-win game. I like our backcourt ability in this one. Give me the Cats against North Carolina, 70% chance. So, before I go into Gonzaga, I have an apology for Gonzaga fans. If you're listening, Gonzaga fans, I'm saying sorry. I said you guys were a really, really good team. You can go back and check the clip. I said you guys were a really, really good team. I said you guys weren't elite. Well, I was wrong. You guys are an elite basketball team this year. I am so sorry about that. You guys are elite. I was wrong, okay? I got this new information. I was wrong. You guys are an elite basketball team. You guys are 7-0. 7-0. Okay? You guys are first in KenPom now. First, with possibly one of the best resumes in college basketball up to this point. First overall in KenPom. Fourth offense, fourth defense with a 73rd adjusted tempo. This team is elite, guys. Simply put it, this team is elite. Overall, really, really good with the best resume, so they've proved it. And we get them in Nashville. So I would have liked to get this game at home against this team, but we get it on a neutral site court where Kentucky can get in. That is a plus for the Cats. This team has a really, really good front court, guys. They're led by Brandon E.K., who is legit. They have beat Oklahoma, Creighton, Arizona State, Bama, and Maryland. They will play Michigan today. That is, I mean, if they beat them, this team may be one of the best teams or the best team in the country up to this point. Right now, I have this as a 48% chance for the Cats to win this. I have this as an L for the Cats right now. Really, really good team. I want an apology. I have an apology for Gonzaga fans. I'm sorry about that. We move on. North Carolina Central. Statistically, this is the worst team Kentucky will play per KenPom. Okay. I'm not going to go into that much. They're 2-6, 352nd overall, 340th offense, 348th defense, 290th adjusted tempo. 99% chance for the Cats to win this. They will win this basketball game. Moving on. Indiana. Interesting one here. Interesting one. Out of the quad one games, as of right now, at this very moment in time, again, things will change, things may change. To me, this is the worst team Kentucky will play quad one game-wise. But North Carolina is statistically, per KenPom, the worst team quad one-wise in the non-conference looking from now till then that Kentucky will play. I think it's going to be Indiana. That's why I have us winning this basketball game with a 73% chance to win this one. Indiana, they're 20th overall, 30th offense, 15th defense with a 217th adjusted tempo. They are 6-0, haven't played anybody. They beat Marquette and Kansas State. Marquette is not good this year. Kansas State is okay. I think it's Indiana. I think North Carolina's been in Indiana right now. This is a high-octane three-point shooting team. At home, I like the Cats in this one. 73% chance for us to win that one. They will play, Indiana will play, I think, scratch my leg here. I think they'll play, who will they play? They'll play Louisville. So we'll find out a lot about them. Okay. And then you move on to the second toughest, in my opinion, the second toughest game going throughout. I think Gonzaga is the first. I like where that spot is on a neutral site floor. The thing that plays into Kentucky's favor. And then you have St. John's. State Farm Arena, CBS Sports Classic. St. John's here ranked 12th overall in KenPom. They're 4-2, 9th offense, 18th defense, 24th ranked adjusted tempo. They've lost to Bama and Iowa State, and they've beaten Baylor. Haven't really showed themselves, just like Kentucky. Now they beat Baylor. This team plays with great physicality, and they play with great pace. Since this is not a home game or an away game, with what they have showed so far and what the numbers say, this is a 50-50 game. I will not be saying a W or an L here. 50-50 game for Rick Pitino and the Red Storm. Now they got Bellarmine as the last non-con game. 3-4, 282nd overall, 137th offense, which isn't terrible, guys. That's not terrible. What is terrible is their defense. 356 defense, 287th adjusted tempo. This will be a win for the Cats, 99% here. So, what I have here, there's one toss-up game that I will not be predicting, and that is the St. John's game. From what we have seen so far from them, I think the one definite loss that I have here is the neutral site against Gonzaga, even though that I do like that game is in Nashville. Give me Gonzaga in that one. That is my definite L. I think Kentucky has to win their home games, simply to put it. I think that they will go 4-0 in their home games. I think that they will beat North Carolina. I think they will beat Indiana, and they have to do that. So that's 2 right there. That's 2 out of the major quad 1 games there that Kentucky has to win. And then I do think that the Gonzaga game will be a loss from what we have seen so far, and the Red Storm game will be a toss-up. So what I'm projecting here is 2-2 or 3-1 out of those quad 1 games. Overall, I will be projecting 4-2 or 5-1. I like it for the Cats moving on here, moving from the Tennessee Tech game on. I think they can build momentum going into those. You have to must-win games are North Carolina and Indiana. And I think you can pick one off against St. John's there. I think the Gonzaga game will be tough. I think it's winnable. I think it's going to be really, really tough. So, appreciate you guys tuning in here to episode 91 as I broke down Kentucky's matchup against Tennessee Tech and a look ahead at the rest of the non-con schedule. Kentucky can do some damage, but will they? We will find out sooner than later. I appreciate you guys tuning in here to episode 91. And as always, go Cats.